That's new.
So someone with a charged phone, keep an eye. See if you see
did
us.
you ever check your phone? Because you got notifications that came out.
See if you see us go live.
Yep.
We're live?
We're live.
There we are. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Just 1 second. All right. Make sure we don't have a blinking light here. Good. On this episode of the Culturesmash CAST,
Call Child Services, Sony and Disney fight in front of the kids.
Hello there.
And another sequel, the one bullet Keanu couldn't dodge.
I have no clue what that
Hello
was.
there? Yeah.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Oh, what a terrible imitation.
Do we want to move it?
You are a bold one.
Wow.
I don't think anybody...
Obviously, you don't go to Reddit
Okay,
and
we're
look
good.
at prequel memes, sir.
No, because we actually have a live.
I even did it in
We
the
do.
accent and everything.
Was it?
That
I
was
don't
not
think
a
it was
good
that
accent.
good. Yeah, it was kind of a fail.
Hello there.
It moves with it, so I could... I like being able to watch when Zach
Okay.
makes a spike.
It's
Oh, is that a setting?
Let me just zoom it out.
You want me to spike it?
No, I don't want you to spike it. I like being able to yell at you and point. That's what you did.
You did that.
It's like rubbing a dog in its...
Dog's face in poop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what you did.
You did that. You did that.
Yeah, I don't do that to my cat because he loves me.
Yeah, same. Cat doesn't work on cats. They get vindictive and claw your face
Yeah,
off.
that's
in the
why I
night.
said.
Yes.
That's why I said a dog, not a
Yeah,
cat.
the cat is like, yeah, there's a reason I did that.
Cats are
You
smarter.
butthole.
Here we go. It's the Culturesmash CAST, episode 499 for August 21st, 2019. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor at Culturesmash.tv.
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
Zach Martin, a tired old man.
Yeah,
Tina
You
Hyman.
were literally the youngest person here.
that's true.
I love how last week I was an angry child. Now I'm a tired old man.
Go ahead.
And Tina Heimbach, contributor to Culture Smash TV, and the person who gets to wait until Zach finishes his little man-child rant.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, what was everybody's weekend like?
Relaxing. I did not do anything. I cleaned a little, but that was only because I wanted to.
I went to a convention in Columbus, Ohio called MatsuriCon.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun time. On the way there, I'd never eaten at a Big Boy before.
Really?
Yeah.
We used to have them here.
Yeah, but we don't.
Not anymore, yeah.
So they stopped by one in Kentucky. I didn't realize it wasn't a fast food place. It is a sit-down, they serve you place. That was fascinating. And also, it was not fast food in that it took forever.
So I put a lot of habanero mango in this, and it just caught my throat.
But no, otherwise it was a pretty fun trip. It's held in a convention center, the Greater Columbus Convention Center, which has a comic shop inside the convention center.
What?
It's not like a dealer booth or anything
Right.
inside that. It's an actual. We've got a section storefront suite comic shop.
That is fascinating.
And they were smart because it's a geeky convention,
Mm-hmm.
so it was open past midnight on Saturday.
That's amazing.
There were people in there. I was one of them.
So the haunted house that Zach and I did the documentary about now has a comic book shop on premises.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Which is
fascinating.
pretty cool. They have
D&D.
they focus heavy on gaming, but they have some comics. But it's a lot of D&D and Warhammer and stuff like that.
Do
And it's,
they run it, or is it kind of sublet out?
one of the employees of the haunt actually rents the space. And opened it.
Neat.
That's
Yeah,
fascinating.
so when he's not working in the haunt, he's running his comic book shop. And what's funny about it is it's a lot of fantasy-based gaming and stuff that goes on in there, and it's butted right up against the haunted house escape rooms, which are also either horror or fantasy-based. So it's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Okay.
So yeah, that's cool.
Zach?
Well, so we shot the 48-hour film project this weekend.
I was about to say, you can probably explain this way better than I could.
So we had a number of adventures this weekend shooting this project.
So you want to explain what the project is?
blistering highs.
Yeah, both in painful lows. Yeah, so the 48-hour film project is held at various cities across the country, and filmmakers in each city get together at a studio, draw a genre out of a hat, and they have 48 hours to make a film. Film is 7 minutes max. That's the max length that you can have. Pre-credits, I think you get 7.5 with credits or something like that. It didn't matter. Ours was 6:01 turned in. The director's cut is 6:06.
That's only because you added a logo.
Well, and I added a vomit scene at the end after the credits.
A post-credit scene. Don't
Post-credit.
spoil the post-credit
spoiled
scene.
I can't.
Who's going to see it?
You
Well, actually, everybody can see it in a few weeks. But anyway,
Thanos spoils at the end.
that's right. Snap.
Thanos comes in and vomits at the end.
Exactly. So we wrote Friday night and got our script together and shot all day Saturday. We had a 2-camera shoot. It was amazing because we were able to get a lot of shots at the same time, a lot of angles because we had 2 cameras running at the same time.
Yeah, I remember looking on Facebook and seeing the rig you built on your kitchen
God.
island.
Justin
Yeah,
built that
'cause
rig.
Because
Justin
you
and Mike,
did like a
shout out to them for building that.
Because you
thing.
did that cooking. Was that the top-down shot
That's
for the cooking?
the
Yeah.
tasty top-down shot.
That was
That's what I
nice,
called it.
yeah.
Because you couldn't just do that with a tripod because of vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and you will see that camera move. So Justin, one of our friends, built he came in and drew schematics and everything Friday night, figured out how to build it so that it wouldn't move, and came in and put it together for $37 in wood. Is what it cost me.
Nice.
So we shot all day. We had a really good shoot day. That night,
7. Was it 7:30? It was. Yeah, I got here at 7:30 to 9 p.m.
yeah, which was pretty good. It's not bad. So everybody goes home, and I decide to log the footage into the computer so that we're ready for editing the next morning,
As is tradition.
as is tradition. Which logging the footage consists of pulling the memory cards out of the cameras, copying it all onto a hard drive for editing the
Yeah.
next morning. So logged one of the cards just fine from the B camera, from the overhead camera. Those came out great, looked great. And Zach was shooting the beauty shots from the other side of the room, getting close-ups, facial reactions, all that stuff. And I popped that card out of the camera, and it broke. Yeah.
This is
I-
at 12:03 because he.
This is at midnight. I lost my
heart
mind.
Stopped.
So I pushed the card into the computer anyway because it wasn't completely broke. Computer wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
But I remembered because it didn't break when it popped out. It was broken at some point inside the camera. So I remembered throughout the day that Zach was checking clips and verifying shots and whatever. So
Making sure it was what you wanted.
Right. So I gingerly put the card back in the camera and went into the play setting, and it played. So I had to hook the camera to the computer and set it up as a storage device and manually copy
God.
out
each clip.
on that. That was an act of God.
Even you telling
was.
that story to me now, I still get tense.
Yeah,
So
right.
how much longer did that add to the time?
As far as logging,
Yeah,
I think I got in bed about 2 or
Okay.
something. So it wasn't the worst thing could happen because we don't start editing till the next day.
You got
so
some-
it's till 10.
Yeah.
But that was an emotional roller coaster ride, and I sat here and I got through it, and I was ready to throw up. So I couldn't experience that alone. So I
You could
immediately
have filmed the end credit scene.
right? So I immediately called Zach and told it to him exactly as it happened to me so that he would experience it right along with
My
me.
heart genuinely stopped. And you know how when that happens, the whole world gets quiet and everything just shuts up, and you're like,
Yeah, because there would have been no recovering. We could have done nothing about it on Sunday.
That would
There
have been
wasn't
it.
enough time.
Yeah.
He's acting like he was so upset. He was like, well, okay, verify the clips after you're done copying them and just text me, let me know it was okay. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I text him, no text back, because somebody
I passed out.
fell asleep. So
I
he
passed
was
out
that
5 minutes
upset.
That was apparently.
So we get up
Such
Sunday.
an emotional phone in my head.
Yeah, right.
He needed some smelling salts.
Exactly. So Sunday we get up to edit, and normally our editing in the last couple of years has been very good. We normally will finish between 6:30 and 7.
Deadline being
7:30. Last year we had a full 30 minutes to sort of the last 2 years.
22 minutes.
Yeah,
early.
we were done. Well, this Sunday we were editing, and we had issues because the kitchen where we shot has a lot of windows.
Yeah.
And it took all day to shoot, so the sun kept moving. So every shot was a different color, basically.
Yeah.
So it took a long time to get the color grading right and
wait.
make it look consistent.
Wait, hold on. You skipped over a massive setback as well.
Oh, yeah. So,
So I get here at 9:30.
Yeah.
Because again, early is on time. On time is late.
Right.
Steven's already started some.
I did the
motion
graphics.
graphics
Yeah.
at the very beginning, which is normal, and then so we sit down to edit at 10,
Yeah.
and all 170 clips are just missing in Final Cut Pro.
So we had to recopy them. and it was the bad clips.
So why
Wait,
didn't
hold
you
on,
go-
hold on. The hard drive is full. Now we
Yeah,
need
the
to
hard
clear
drive
off-
filled up.
we need to clear off data.
So then I had to sit and I deleted gigabytes of stuff. But we had to just sit there and wait.
So for
noon is
for
when we
the
started.
window issue, could you not? I know. Could you not like put like a on the outside put like a green screen and just shoot like a maybe 5 second?
Well, if you were good at that sort of
Are
thing,
do you know how to Luma key?
if you were good at that, yeah, you probably could. But
No,
what
but
we,
it's not my job. So
what we, that's true.
Oh,
That's
ouch.
true.
Oh, shots fired.
Nice job.
I didn't know
Now
I was the visual effects guy.
we did have to eventually put sheets over one.
You
of
got
I
the-
thought I was editor and cinematographer, not VFX.
Congratulations, you got promoted.
So basically, what it boiled down to is after we were delayed 2 hours, we were cutting, and trying to get through
Y'all were
it.
like taking a nice long break at lunch. I'm like, I'm going back.
Well, we had to eat. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
that long. It was like 30 minutes max.
It was like shove your face and get back in
yeah.
there.
So we're editing, and all of a sudden, it jumped from 640 to 706 like that, and I was like, "Oh crap, we're not going to make it." 'Cause
Our
we had 20,
maximum cutoff was 6:55.
and we were at 706. So I locked it. I'm like, "We're done. We're stopping." So we stopped, and then we had to export the movie. And because the computer is hooked to external hard drives, we couldn't be
couldn't
exporting
just
in the
pick up-
car.
yeah, we
we had to
couldn't just
wait
pick
for
it
it to
up
export
and
here.
go.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here, and it's going fast. I told Zach, I said, "We're gonna be fine. We're gonna make it."
Go get in your car.
Because I said, "Go get the car ready," because it takes 15 minutes to get there. So then it stopped at 85%,
Oh, God.
and it just it sat there. It sat there forever.
And I'm guessing, Zach, you're in the car at this
I'm in
point.
the
Yeah.
car
waiting.
screaming.
So when
because
it,
I have Waze up and it
I-
says estimated arrival 7:28,
I looked at my assistant director
7:29.
and I said, "This is my 9th one of these, and I am going to be late." And I was so calm. I'm like, "You don't understand. Me being this calm is me being way beyond."
yeah, I was
pissed."
about to say you being that calm
Like,
about
if I
something like
lose
this
my
is
mind
a
at something,
bad sign.
yeah, if I lose my mind, that's okay. I'll get past it in a second. But if I'm calm, it's bad.
You're pretty much like, well, this is it. This is how I die.
This is it, right?
But
then, boom! It just it went across, and I grabbed the computer, and we have to turn in 2 USB drives. I stuck one in each side, and we started running. I was running up this hallway, going, "Get out of the way! Get out of the way!" Because there's old ladies in here and stuff, and I'm like, "You're going to get trampled." And I terrified myself because I ran out in flip flops, which down these steps in the front of the house.
That's dangerous.
is
That's scary.
dangerous. Yeah. And I get in the back of the car, and Zach's driving. I'm like, "Go!" And I still have to hit copy. I still have to copy the video onto the USB drives. And he hit the corner at the end of the street so hard it slung the laptop out of my hand into my AD's lap. She's like, "All right, I'll do it," and she just hit copy.
Like
we
you
walked in.
I hit the gas and the tires squealed.
Now,
It's going
here's
that fast.
inside baseball for Zach. He drives like grandma. I mean, to see Zach hit the speed limit is pretty amazing. And it takes 15 minutes to get there. We got there in 10.
damn.
We ran. Me and Zach and Rosalie ran in there with 5 minutes to spare. It was terrifying.
Literally, I hit the gas and Waze goes, instead of 7:29, it's now 7:24.
Yeah. And then a big truck got in front of us, and we all lost our minds for a minute.
So
It
the
was-
next 48 film project, you need to make a movie based on turning in the
Right?
48
Right?
hours.
It was
That would be
like
super meta.
I'm gonna tell you, it was after we got it turned in, it was like the most exhilarating thing ever because you're like,
You aged like 2 years.
it's
didn't
true,
you?
and we had to have some serious margaritas after that. We went to,
Good.
yeah, it was good. So that was an adventure. If you're a filmmaker, you want to be a filmmaker, you should do 48 hours. It's
Sweating,
just too much fun.
handshaking, emotionally exhausted, laughing maniacally.
Yeah,
that was literally.
and it took us once we were in there. It took us 30 minutes to get through line to submit, but they write your time down when you walk
Yeah.
in the door.
Yeah,
so it
they're
didn't
not
matter.
going to count that against you.
Right, we
Yeah.
were inside the building. That's all that matters.
It's not like you're doing stuff to the video. When
Exactly, exactly. And they get you. Like that one last year, we felt so bad for this team because they came running in with their entire, like their Mac computer, like the desktop and the stuff to render, and they're like, "Nope, you got to come in with it finished.
One
You
person
can't
was
render."
holding the cable. 2 people are holding the computer.
It's like the saddest thing when people don't turn in on time. So we made it next year. If we have to start editing an hour earlier, we will. I'm never.
Dude, I'm all down for an 8 a.m.
So
So,
it is
I-
not the worst we've done though. 1 year we turned in with 2 minutes to spare.
So where's the SD card?
Oh, I threw that away.
Oh no, you should have framed it.
Shoot, no, because it's me. It'll end up back on the camera.
That's why you frame it. Don't put it.
Yeah,
In the camera.
no, that thing is gone.
Heart of shame.
Yeah, it is gone.
Well,
All right.
Steven, it sounds like you need a social after
You
that.
are right. I do.
Social is a beautiful liquid enjoyment. It is a sparkling sake wine, organic, 88 calories, gluten-free. This one we have right here is toasted coconut almond, which is a wonderful rum, like, get it mixed with rum, get it mixed with some Sprite going on. You got yourself a nice little toasty coconut going on. And just
No slur.
social. The drink that makes you talk.
It does.
Oh, but not my boobs.
You the drink that goes down your boobs.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 88 Social is the way to find it. Just look it up on social media. It's really good stuff. So let's talk about movies because we haven't talked about movies.
All right, yeah.
Here's the box. Oh wait, you
Nope.
have the box.
Yeah,
office. You have the update. I have the wrong one in the
You're like
script.
2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
It's true.
All right, number 10, new this week, Blinded by the Light. It made $4.3 million. It is at that total, unknown on the budget right now.
I hear it's meh.
No.
Except it has like 15 Bruce Springsteen songs in it.
You know,
Yeah.
if you like Bruce Springsteen and you've seen this story before, you might enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yep.
And
me-
you're also
mez.
85.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
All right, number 9, The Art of Dancing in the Rain. It made $4.5 million. It's made a total so far of $17 million. Don't know the budget there. Number 8, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood at
Hey.
$7.6 million.
Hey.
It's at $114.4 million out of a $90 million budget. Number 7, new this week, 47 Meters Down, Uncaged.
Okay. Go ahead. Say the number.
Okay, it's at $8.4 million. It's made that total out of a $12 million budget.
So I was using my Regal Unlimited to kind of recover from Film Ball, and I went and saw Good Boys, which we're gonna get to in a second. I'll give my opinion on that one. But after that, I was like, I don't really want to pay for the lift ride home with one movie. Let me just go ahead and see it because it's free. Like as bad as you think it could be. Multiply that times 20.
That makes me want to see it more.
I mean,
It's-
47 meters down. The first one was awesome.
I didn't see the first one.
Is it worse than the Meg?
Okay, no, the Meg doesn't
the Meg
take
is
itself
better.
seriously.
At least,
That's
yeah.
why it's-
The Meg at least winks at the audience with some of their
Yeah, but the
stupidity.
Meg was so chicken crap, it couldn't even kill more than 4 people in that movie.
Dude, there are times in this movie where they're deep underwater and they go to all this trouble to put so many bubbles like on the screen that you can't see what's happening, and then at the same time the physics of things floating around them is wrong. It is not possible what is happening. And on top of that, the story is dumb. It's almost non-existent, and the acting is terrible.
Is it in the floor?
It's in the floor.
Or is it below the floor in a cave?
Is it 47 meters down?
It is. This is the
acting is 47 meters down.
This is the people under the stairs level.
Oh.
Yeah, it's. I'd rather watch Black Hat.
Oh!
I would.
You can't take that back.
I would rather.
That is recorded, sir.
I'm gonna tell you. I
He
would
said
rather.
it so low.
I think
we got that.
I think I just heard Nathan just yell vindication.
Like, come on, Captain Hulk, vindication.
I'm just telling you, it's so bad. Like I wanted to go in and say, hey, it's free and I've got a cocktail. Let's go. But man, it. Oh,
Would
okay,
be better
go.
in 40X.
no. It would not.
Only if they drowned you.
Yeah, I was
Just
about to say.
constant water shooting out at you.
Yeah, exactly. It would come out soaked. That's terrible. Terrible.
All
You
right.
know what you should have seen?
Number 6, Dora and the Lost City of Gold. It made $8.5 million. So far, it's made $33.9 million. I have a $49 million budget.
That's not bad.
I've heard the first half is like, you're watching like a strange person interact in society, which is funny, and then it goes into the second half, which is like
The Dora the Explorer
Indiana
stuff.
Jones knockoff, and it's boring.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Number 5, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is at $10 million. It's made $40 so far. I have a $25 million budget.
Okay.
You gonna say some words?
Which means we're gonna get a sequel.
I
So,
got some words.
You liked it, right?
I enjoyed it, but then again, I also read the books multiple times, so it
Yes,
had some of my favorite stories.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I
So-
grew up with them.
I had no.
Like I read it before I went to the theater.
I had no
still
connection
have
to
those
it.
books.
I never read the books. Nothing. I was just kind of bored.
Bored.
Yeah, it didn't scare me.
Don't get me
It's-
wrong. The sequences where the monsters come out and play,
I will admit that
those
part
are
was
cool
the best
sequences.
parts. Yeah.
The red hallway was freaking
There were
awesome.
2 separate
Yeah.
sequences in that movie. One where Zach fell asleep.
No, I didn't.
You dozed off for a second. Yes, you did.
Maybe for
I
like
saw
a literal second.
Yeah, it was the same because I did the same thing right after you. I was like, huh.
It might have been like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just bored. I don't know. I wanted it to be more.
Did you care about the characters?
I cared about 2 of them.
I hated the
like
kids.
the acting. Compare this to like Stranger Things acting.
No.
I compared
Compare
to
this
it.
to like Game of Thrones acting. Compare it to It acting.
I will say the one thing that I expected and knew would happen for the red spot, because you know me, huge arachnophobe. I was like dreading that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait, what was that? It? Like,
Yeah.
that was super quick. What?
It didn't even.
So,
but I
no,
mean,
the next
ending-
one, I'm looking forward to
Dude.
seeing if they do the bride in the next
Dude,
one.
the when they go like, we're gonna. Are we in spoilers or not?
Spoilers.
Spoilers,
in
yeah.
5,
Yeah.
4,
3,
3.
2, 1. Okay. When they go, we're gonna get them back. I just went.
I was so mad because the
Man,
only thing that redeemed it for me
screw
was
this.
they killed him off.
Yes.
And you know, I don't want them back, especially the one who's supposed to be like the snarky comedy relief. I hated
Oh, God.
that character. I mean, that kid might be a fine actor somewhere else. Hayden Christensen's not as bad as he was in Star Wars, but I hated that character.
When is this movie set?
In the 70s, right?
Boy, it feels like the 50s.
It
Yeah.
sure does.
No, the one character that I liked, that I actually cared about, was Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
That's because
He had a character.
he had a character. He had a backstory.
But I thought he was kind of bland as an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
I
didn't.
mean, a thing I didn't like about it, and this just annoyed the crap out of me, was
And the toe. The toe was a good one.
it is. I mean, yeah, because it was a creepy sequence.
yeah,
It
the
one
toe
of
was
good
pretty creepy. It
sequences.
was a good sequence. Yeah.
Like, but it's set in the 70s, and boy, there is no grain on the screen. I'm talking, it is squeaky
Yeah.
clean.
Well,
We got spoiled with Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
No, I get digital cinematography. I get that, but if you are setting it in a time period, and it
It
looks
needs
like
to have that haziness.
It-
And see,
it does.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's
Or-
it's 70s era, not 70s film.
I'm
There
not
are
saying
these are
add
two
like
different things.
crap ton. I'm saying just
Yeah.
some, because it looks like TV without.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
have. It would have
I was
given it a
watching
more.
Aquaman today.
Especially if they went with
Squeaky clean,
something
it looked
like.
like TV.
Yeah, especially if they went with something akin to like almost sort of the haziness that we got with Children of the Corn. It would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would have been perfect. It would have set that little bit of an extra tone of this is a scary story.
I
You
mean,
know-
I kind of hope they do another one just so that maybe they can do it better. Because
Man, I don't know. You had everyone on board for this one.
I know.
You know what else
And
is a
this
scary
is
story?
What else?
Angry Birds movie part 2, number
what?
4 this week at $10.3 million. It's made $16 million so far.
Wow.
I have a $65 million
Just
budget.
cut off our
All right.
discussion.
That
That's
was
fine.
it. He needed to. It was going to keep going.
I mean, we've got
Yeah, I mean,
we got some hefty news stories to
We
get
do
to.
have some hefty stories.
I've heard some people. I'm sorry to just go back to this, but I've heard some people write articles and say that Nixon is the actual enemy in the film.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they kept cutting to him. I'm like,
Yeah,
you know
there's-
what?
there's
You
so
are
much
looking
aggressive-
Too deep into this.
So I
Okay.
want to say one thing when we're talking about the kid actors, though. Because the other movie I saw with 47 Below, or whatever the hell that horribleness was.
47 meters
Yeah.
down, uncaged.
I saw Good Boys. That movie is...
We're not there yet.
Oh. Well, let's go.
You blew it. I'm trying to get there.
Get there.
Don't play me.
premature.
Number
sir.
3
Premature
is
articulation.
Right?
number 3, The Lion King. The
Stop seeing this movie.
The 2019 version, in case anyone
Thanks,
was
Zach.
confused.
I aimed it that way. Actually.
So it's $12.3 million. It's made $496.5 million. We don't know the budget. Number 2,
Oh, we're going to talk more about that in a minute.
Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw at $14 $15 million. It's made $133.7 out of a $200 million budget.
Okay, you want a good time? You need to go see that movie. That thing is fun.
You want a good time? You should watch the movie Good Time.
That movie right there is directed
You want a
by...
good time? You should call Nico at da-da-da-da-da.
Right?
Do not call Nico with any number whatsoever.
It's directed by one of the John Wick directors and written by the Deadpool writer. And it shows because it's slick and it's fun.
And number one that Steven was trying to get to, new this week, Good Boys, at $21.4 million so far on a $20 million budget. So it's already made money.
Right? So the thing about this movie is the core heart of the story you have seen before. Like, there's a trend happening in the last 5, 6 years of coming of age stories. You know, we have this one, we had 8th grade, we had Lady Bird, which is still the best of them, and we had I don't know, there's been a bunch of them. But anyway, that's kind of the core heart of this story. These are great. These kids are really great. You get connected with them, and it's funny. It's real
it looks
funny.
But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of Seth Rogen or anything that he touches.
I mean, I don't know anything about Seth Rogen, but he's not in the movie.
Yeah, he just produces.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
he produces it, but he's enough of a celebrity personality behind it because he's in the trailers for the movie.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere to be found in
Yeah.
this movie. Yeah.
I like Seth Rogen's production output more
Which
than
is
I
why
like
I
his
think I'll
acting
actually
output.
go see it. Like, I'm more of a fan of like you said, but if he's starring in it, like This Is the End or like The Neighbors,
Pineapple Express or
I just couldn't stand those films.
Well,
Because
because
Neighbors is a crappy film that I got yelled at for.
Neighbors
not
is
liking.
funny. Neighbors is funny. But the problem
On
it's-
this, we agree.
It's not on my shelf. I'm gonna say that it is not on my shelf. But the thing with him is when he's in stuff, it seems like it's all just like stoner humor.
It's stoner
And that
humor,
gets old.
it's dick jokes,
Yes.
it's fart jokes.
like
it's,
Well, I'm
the
gonna
same
say
joke over
there
and over and over
are
and
a
over.
lot of dick jokes in this movie. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
but they're kids. So
Seth
they're
Rogen
kids.
was executive producer on The Boys.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, and
Like I said,
and the
his
preacher.
He is. Yeah, his produced.
So he
content
produces
is
good
bad.
stuff.
Yeah, he does.
So I mean, this movie,
Which is why I think I will in the end go see it, but
it's funny,
Yeah.
and it's got like I figured it was just going to be like smarmy kind of humor with little kids, which I can enjoy for free on my Regal
Yeah.
Unlimited. But it had a lot of heart to it that I didn't expect.
Do you get like a credit every time you say it?
What?
Regal Unlimited.
Hey, can I?
Regal Unlimited is
Hey,
great.
excuse me, Regal. Can I get some Regal? Can I get some points?
Zach hasn't noticed the banner ad that pops up.
Zach is just bitter because he doesn't
See,
have it.
every time he says Regal
Yet.
Unlimited, a banner ad pops up over Zach's face right
That
here.
says
and
Regal
exactly.
Unlimited.
God.
Yeah.
See, I keep doing that to Zach because he's like, I'm gonna go see this movie or whatever. I'm like, for about the same money, you could just sign up.
Yeah, just
And
Regal
it's-
Unlimited.
Yeah.
What? And use that on one movie? No, we're gonna wait until
Well, we're gonna go see. I tell you
Yes.
what, we're gonna do. We're gonna go see Ready or Not next week, probably because
Oh, I'm so looking
90%.
forward
it
to
is
that
at
movie.
90% on Rotten Tomatoes right now,
Or-
which makes me really excited.
Or
No, I'm excited
you can
because it
see
has.
Or you could see Angel Has Fallen at 48% if you want to waste some more money. Hey, I bet this is better than 47%.
So
it's 48%.
48%. And then there's something called American Factory. I just put it because it's so highly rated. It's 97%.
I'm really looking forward to Ready or Not because the main actress is the one who is in the Netflix movie Babysitter, which, if you have not seen that, that is a wonderful movie.
All right.
It's basically a kid who is in love with his babysitter, walks in on them performing a satanic ritual.
All right. This sounds good already.
It's definitely like a almost TV quality made for Netflix kind of thing, but it's still a fun movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ready or Not has a 63 on Metacritic.
Yeah. That's okay.
47 meters down on KH is a 44.
And it should have a 2.
Good Boys is a 60. And just for comparisons, Scary Stories Still in the Dark is a 61.
Okay. So
Okay.
Metacritic
Hobbs
is a
and
little
Shaw
weird.
is 60.
A little wonky.
Yeah, that's super wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But
it's.
then again, if you see something in the 90s on Metacritic, it's like, you better go see that.
Yeah.
Like The Farewell.
You know what else you should probably go see?
What's that?
Oh, okay. You should go
Transition.
see.
Segue.
Transition.
You should go see the fourth film in The Matrix.
Should
So, Lana Wachowski is set to write and direct the fourth film set in the world of The Matrix. Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss are reprising their roles as Neo and Trinity, respectively.
Dang it, I really thought
They would
the
swap.
guy-
You thought they would Freaky
I
Friday
was
it?
really hoping Keanu Reeves would be
that's
Trinity.
the plot. Keanu Reeves is the love interest, and Trinity is the one.
I would watch that. That would
So,
actually, yeah.
Warner Brothers made the announcement on Tuesday. The script was also written by Alexander Hemmon and David Mitchell. Wachowski is
I don't know
also
them.
producing with Grant Hill. And sources say the film is eyed to begin production at the top of 2020.
So, do you think that this just came about because
I think it's
because somebody pitched
Keanu's
him a good
so hot
idea?
right now. Like,
Well, but Keanu doesn't need this.
no,
Wachowski-
Keanu doesn't need
I
this,
think-
but I know people are probably going to be like, "Oh, Keanu's like really trending right now. What's his best movie?"
Well,
I mean, they're already doing that with the Bill and Ted sequel,
yeah.
so I don't know what you're talking
which could
about.
very easily ruin his career.
I mean, if there's gonna, I don't think it's gonna ruin his career. I think everyone's gonna look at it as like, oh, he's just having a fun thing, you
Yeah.
know, going back to what he did in his kid days.
Yeah.
Matrix would be more likely to do that.
Yeah.
And-
Although I'm really excited because this might mean we get a Speed 3 with Keanu coming back.
I'd watch that. I'd watch.
I would totally
bring
watch
back
that.
Sandra Bullock too. I'd watch
Yeah.
that. I'm fine with that. But my thing about this is it's funny. It says Lana Wachowski. It doesn't say the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
So is it just Lana that's involved?
I think it is just Lana.
That's funny.
Well,
Are they not
the-
working together anymore?
Her sister might have like a production credit, but it may be that Lana is
Because
the driving
usually it's
factor.
like a co-directing kind of thing, right?
Yeah, usually.
So
But I mean,
that's a
because-
little concerning.
Well, it does say that, like, there's a quote in here where Lana says many of the ideas Lily, the sister, and her have explored over the 20 years, they seem to have found one. So I think Lana, like I said, is the driving force, but Lily will still have maybe some input. Definitely a production credit, because there's no way
Yeah.
you can't. It's a co-creator of that franchise.
Exactly.
So Alexander Hemmon basically has nothing on his
Right.
Okay.
plate
Maybe it's an
that he's ever
alias.
done.
Maybe Lily has an alias.
I mean, that might be bad. It might not be a bad thing.
David Mitchell wrote the novel Cloud Atlas.
Oh, that's
Okay.
that's fine.
I mean,
And that can understand the Wachowski connection.
that is
So
a
that
very
means he's gonna be
He didn't write
going-
the script Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
He wrote the novel.
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
because the novel's probably good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard the novel's good.
Yeah.
The movie,
No, that's why I was like,
I bet you what it is Alexander and Lana are writing the script and David Mitchell is doing cleanup.
possibly.
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be the other way around, because if he's written a novel, he may not be as familiar with script writing.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't mind a fourth Matrix if it could
What do
kind
you
of clean
do?
up. Well, but I don't know what it would do because I'm not the creator of that franchise. But if it would clean up some of the mess made in the third one,
If the story makes sense reasonably,
I'd like to be able to come away from that franchise liking it.
Yeah, if it makes sense for that world, not make sense
In the real world.
Yeah, in the real world.
We're gonna
If
take
it
the
makes
red pill.
sense for that world.
No, we're gonna take
if the
the blue
story is cohesive and if they don't just rely on gimmicks and
Remember this?
nods to the old
Mm-hmm.
three, then I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah,
outside.
If I don't like that shot, I'm gonna just Neo bend backwards.
Right? We got Neo being backwards and dodge a second viewing.
Because I don't think it's a cash grab. Outside of really doing the subsequent Matrix movies, 2 and 3, I really wouldn't say any of the other Wachowski content has been cash grabs.
Yeah.
Honestly, they have really poorly grabbed at cash if those were the cases.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, the ones who need this the most are the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
Because they really haven't done anything good since the.
I like
those
Cloud
movies.
Atlas, but I am in the minority.
I like Cloud Atlas 2. I effing love Speed Racer, but the world is wrong and doesn't.
Yeah.
I would probably like Speed Racer better if it wasn't 2.5 hours.
It is long. I
Yeah.
completely agree. It is long, but
If
it's
it was
so
an hour and a
good.
half,
I
I
love
would
that
be-
movie.
Now, I will say the announcement of this was poorly timed, not on their part,
On their part.
but
Poorly overshadowed by Spider-Man's future in the MCU, now in
We're
doubt.
really just moving on?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
just moving
But you
on.
got more to
we
say?
have a lot of stuff.
Okay, go.
What do you want to say?
I mean,
Say
if
it.
it's the Matrix 4, we're really just... Okay, because...
No, go.
We'll do exactly like the Newsday did.
Spoilers for Matrix Revolutions. Neo and Trinity die.
Right.
And it's, Trinity gets impaled horribly and her effects are horrible as Neo moves her shirt with the pipes on it. It looks bad. How do you bring a character like that back?
I think in the world of the Matrix, it couldn't be more easy to bring them back.
Yeah.
What,
They
they're
might
just,
not
again? We're doing this again?
I mean, they might not even be people at this point. They might be computer programs. I mean, I don't think it's that
Because-
hard to bring them back.
Well, I mean,
I don't find
again,
it that weird.
The conflict is over.
But I read
Because
comics.
Remember at the end of the film, they're like, okay, anyone who wants to leave the Matrix will leave the Matrix. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And there was peace between the machines and humans. It's like, this is
And we had
done.
we've had peace in this country after wars, but then stuff breaks out again, doesn't
What
it?
other faction is there?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Cats.
The
Oh, the
cats.
cats. Oh, no.
Yeah, the cats.
Meow, meow.
It's funny, it's just because you're such a fan of that first film. that I
I'm a
think
fan of the whole... I own the set!
I own the set as well.
I love the Animatrix. I don't love Revolutions. I'm alright with Reloaded.
There are aspects of all three of those films that I enjoy. I love the first one.
Revolutions is just... It's a slog.
It is a slog because they get so in their own heads about it. The Wachowskis do. About their philosophy and crap. I just don't see it's that tough to bring any of them back, though. This is a computer-based world with characters and we're in a time now with games where we play somebody else in the games all the time. It's not even as much of a stretch as it was then.
Is this a story that needs to be told?
Oh no, just like Toy Story 4. Actually, wait.
Here's a great parallel.
Toy Story 4 did not need to be told because it ended beautifully. The Matrix did not end beautifully. If they can come in, like I said, and clean it up and make me love that franchise as a whole again with a good fourth film, I'm sold.
Warner Brothers is not going to do just a fourth film.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
this is a setup for...
This is a setup for 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably another trilogy. But and you know what? If I get a 4, 5, and 6, and there's 6 films, and I love 4 of them, that's pretty good.
Can I just say...
I own the Star Wars box set, and there's only 3 good movies.
Can I just say, I would laugh hysterically if the whole Keanu and
Or their
Mos-
cameos.
Yeah, they're just cameos or flashbacks, and it's introducing a new set.
Oh.
That would be
I
hilarious.
would laugh
Okay, so we're not
hard.
getting Morpheus, but we're getting these two. Okay. I mean, you would have to say it so far into the future and that they are computer programs. And you've completely removed it and wiped the slate
Except
clean.
there is a challenge with that, though. Because if they are computer programs, then why do they look older?
The Matrix...
No, what's going
Because
to
the
happen is-
architect was a vindictive a-hole who wanted to get back at Neo somehow.
Or
vis-a-vis.
it's what we talked about in pre-show. They do terrible de-aging effects on their faces. I mean, they did an entire Will Smith movie that's coming out
Yeah.
where he's a de-aged character, and it looks
awful.
terrible. It looks really bad.
No, you don't understand. It'll look great 120 frames a second.
Will it?
3D.
Oh, okay. Can we
Just
move
keep
on
putting
now?
filters over
All right, let's get more depressed, everybody.
Let's do it.
So, Spider-Man's future again in the MCU remains in doubt due to a series of reports that have been breaking throughout the week about negotiations between Sony Pictures and Disney and Marvel. The latest reports indicating that the two studios, Sony and Disney, will no longer collaborate on any Spider-Man movies going forward, and Sony is currently placing the blame at Marvel's doorstep, releasing an official statement saying the studio is, quote, disappointed, but respect Disney's decision not to have Kevin Feige continue as lead producer of our next live-action Spider-Man film, end quote. Deadline first reported that Marvel will not produce any further Spider-Man films in the MCU due to an inability between the studios to reach a new agreement based on the financial stakes and the share of the profits. Hollywood Reporter said, quote, Sony is set to part ways with Marvel Studios, the film's co-producers. They're ready to walk away. So basically, what they're arguing about is that Disney wants more money, and Sony wants to keep all the money.
And I think Disney wants to invest more money as well. They want a 50-50 split on producing film.
Disney has allegedly asked for a 50-50 co-financing agreement between the two studios on future Spider-Man films. Sony apparently turned down that offer, according to Deadline sources. Sony proposed keeping the current arrangement on the films, which is that Disney would only receive 5% of the first dollar gross. Now, that's a practice in filmmaking finances that means that participant earns a percentage of the film's box office revenue for the first day of release. And stars like Leo used this practice on Inception, making more than double his usual rate as an actor because of the film's unusual success. Now, these reports may have been leaked, probably by Disney, to try to garner fan fervor, to get people riled up and hopefully encourage the sides to come back to the table. It seems the reports that heads of both companies, all the way up to the CEO and president level, have been trying to work this out for months. And it's easy to see why Sony wants to play hardball. Spider-Man Far From Home is Sony's highest grossing film ever.
Of all time, yeah.
All time, reaching $1.1 billion in the global
Far
box.
From Home is just okay. That says a lot about them.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse got them an Oscar. Best
And it's a
animated.
better film.
It is. But also, Disney wants it because Disney's $4 billion investment in Marvel Studios has earned them $18 billion.
Exactly.
And they want more of that.
I love that part of this article, hearing that dollar amount.
Yeah.
Just shows how well they've done with that.
It's a good investment.
So-
So basically, they're both bad guys, but I foresee this eventually coming to terms and them working together.
Yeah, I think, especially with the backlash that a lot of the fans have been having just in the short amount of time that it was released.
I feel bad. Okay, I don't feel bad for Sony, for instance.
Yeah.
But
You should never feel bad for
I don't
Yeah,
feel bad for either
I
party.
don't
I feel
feel-
bad for Kevin Feige.
I feel bad for Kevin Feige and Tom Holland.
Yeah,
They're just sitting there watching their parents fight, and it's
Yeah.
it's terrifying.
it's like
No,
Kevin Feige is like the older brother who looks out for all the younger kids, and Tom Holland's the baby being like,
all right, so here's what I feel bad. I don't feel bad for Sony, but I feel bad that I feel like this is a Disney tactic that's working because internet craze has really gone against Sony.
yeah.
And Sony stock prices took a hit, probably because a lot of
let me
people
get on Robinhood.
a lot of people are upset because they want the Spider-Man franchise to continue being successful. And while sure, it's okay depending on your opinion on it, especially in ranking of the MCU movies in whole, they're still really good. And it's still really good than the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which were the last offering that Sony did on their own.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you sure they went down?
I saw one article about that, I think, earlier. They may have gone back
they
up.
may have rebounded by
Yeah.
now. That's the thing.
I'm looking at a weekly thing, and I'm like,
Well,
they're on
maybe
their way up.
maybe I was wrong.
Well-
somebody's stock prices went down. I know
So
that.
here's my thing about that is, some people are saying that it is a Disney tactic and get everybody pile up on Sony and whatever. But so we look at Sony's history with Spider-Man films. They haven't really done a good one since Spider-Man
since
2.
2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, since Spider-Man 2. Then Marvel comes in, helps them rescue the franchise, brings it into the MCU, which no doubt bringing Spider-Man into Civil War blew the character up even further than it already was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige came in and basically showed them how to do a good Spider-Man film, and also brought characters into the Spider-Man films from the MCU to buffer him up as a character, especially
Yeah.
in the first film. And all they get is 5% of day one release.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
It's shocking to me. Sony's being greedy, and that's why Sony deserves all this.
Yeah, because it seems
Disney
like-
is asking for what they should get.
Well,
honestly,
see, it seems like they made the first bid. They went and it's like 50-50. Of course, that's not going to be what it ends up with.
Of
That's
course.
a negotiation tactic.
It is. Yeah.
Sony then goes, let's go back down and go back and forth and back and forth.
But
and
instead
stop.
of offering the counter-
90%. Let's do 30.
well,
Yeah.
what they deserve is more than just first day.
No,
They
I
deserve
agree.
Absolutely.
Even if it was 5 or 10 or 15% of total gross, they would probably be good with that. But just of first day,
You need some negotiation, and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like Sony is doing that, which is a problem. And I agree because they're not really going to succeed without the MCU.
You
and Kevin
don't
Feige.
go against the mouse,
well,
man.
well, here's why.
Right?
Because just to give an idea of what Sony in the Spider-Man movies are going to be losing, that Nick Fury big role that we just had in Far From Home, that's
Yeah.
gone. Happy, gone. Any involvement with any Avengers characters, gone. That funny
any
line. it's
reference
like,
to Spider-Man,
Yeah.
any reference to Iron Man to keep developing
Yeah.
that Spider-Man character, gone.
Yeah, the suit whole premise is going to have to be
Gone.
redone because how did he get it?
I don't feel so good, Mr. Blank.
Yeah. All of that stuff goes away. And
Plus,
and
not
now
only
you
that, but let's
effectively-
face it, if Sony did another Spider-Man movie on its own, Spider-Man's gonna have to watch Uncle Ben die for the 20th time.
Right.
Do we have to do this again?
No, it's Sony is just trying really hard to ruin Spider-Man 3 again.
Yeah.
That's right. They did it before.
Yeah.
But the
I don't
thing-
know. They messed up last time with Spider-Man 2.
and 1. And Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, I mean,
One.
Amazing Spider-Man 1
Yeah.
and 2 were bad.
Yeah. So what they think now is they still have the producer that outside of Feige that's produces the
Amy
two new
Pascal?
films. Yeah, she's been on them from the beginning.
Yeah.
So they still have her.
Wait,
They-
Amy Pascal's on here?
Yeah.
She still lists as a producer, but she's not. She hasn't.
She's not head of the studio.
She's not head of the studio, but she still gets.
No, she's a
producer
producer
credit.
of the film.
Rothman?
Rothman's the head of the
Yeah,
studio.
that's the head of the studio. What I'm saying is the ground pounder. She's still there,
But-
she was doing interviews with Feige when the movie started.
That said, the involvement of actual directing the ship that she had, I don't think is a lot.
Right. So, but what I'm looking at from Sony's point of view, that they have her. She's a veteran of the franchise, and now they have Tom Holland. You know, they'll keep Marissa Tomei. You know, they think they can do it now.
Please
That's
keep,
it. No,
please
that's
keep
they-
Marissa Tomei.
because Venom, despite not being good, still made a
$1
boatload
billion,
of money. Yeah.
nearly. But that article actually references the fact that Kevin Feige helped with that film behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there,
Exactly.
and helping out. And the movie still sucks.
Well, because
Mostly.
Sony's going okay, maybe we don't make another $1.1 billion movie. Maybe we make an $800 million movie.
Mm-hmm.
All of $800 million is better than half of $1 billion. Okay, fine, true, sure. But then your next movie's also going to suck because this one sucked and no one's going to go see the next one.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
you don't have Marvel attached to it.
Well,
And-
they'll
Yeah, you
still
don't get
they'll
that-
still have the logo in front
They'll
of it.
have
but
the
that's it.
logo, but I mean,
Well, and here's the thing, too. General audience member is now going to be probably very confused.
Yeah.
but general audience member also is going to see the news and it's immediately going to be
No. General audience member is not going to see the news.
No, you were wrong about that.
No, they were talking about
You
it
are
at work.
wrong
People
about
who
that.
don't read a single pane of comic or a single panel
Little
of comic.
Timmy...
No.
All right.
Dude, I'm
Their
telling you,
wives were talking about it. Everybody
the
at
Marvel,
work was talking about
the
it.
way the Marvel Cinematic Universe works has forced people like my sister to know and understand the MCU and and the impact that it has on all these movies.
Yeah.
I had
and
a friend
it's
who at work
crazy.
said she never saw a single Marvel movie, not even Avengers or anything like that, came up and goes, so did you hear about Spider-Man?
Yeah, so here's
yeah,
what's
the
going to happen.
general audience knows.
The general audience is going to hear that, but they're not going to know the finesse of the story. They're
Yeah.
going to go, oh wait, Sony is trying to screw over Spider-Man. That is the message. That is Disney's goal for the message to be, and that is the message that's getting out there.
Why
And-
doesn't just... Okay, silly question.
Go.
Why doesn't Disney just be like, how much you want for Spider-Man?
Because Sony would never sell it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sony's not selling it.
Why would they?
Put an offer is $4 billion on the table. You're telling me Sony wouldn't take it?
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
I don't think so
absolutely do not
because
believe
they
they
could
would
make
take it.
3 more Spider-Man movies and make more than that.
Yeah.
Now, the one other side of that, though, and I think it's in this article, is all they have rights to are the films.
Yes.
They don't have any merchandising rights.
Yeah.
And of course, the comics and
Yeah, the
other
toys,
ancillary
all
stuff,
that
yeah.
stuff still belongs
it's
to Marvel.
well, and I think television and all animated stuff is pretty much a motion picture version of that character
Yes.
is Sony's.
It's crazy to me.
But it is super crazy, and it's
What it says to me
It's-
is the next Spider-Man movie, unless they work this out, it's going to probably
Unless
not
they
be
fix
good.
it, it's
But
going to
This-
be a
this
dumpster
past
fire
one
compared to
wasn't
what
that
we've gotten
good
used to.
anyway.
but it was.
I didn't think it was that good either. I thought it was just...
But it was
I
it was
watched
fine.
it.
I enjoyed it, and it also set up a lot of big.
And
like,
honestly, I
MCU
think
affecting
Mysterio
events.
was one of my favorite villains that I've seen.
Ugh,
Mysterio was great.
I just
He has
don't
one
know.
good scene in there.
My favorite part of the whole new movie was the mid-credit scene that set up the next
Yeah,
film.
no, that's what I mean.
That's
It
why
set up
Mysterio is one of my
so-
favorites.
But it
because
set
he
up
screwed.
he-
He knew how to screw over Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
because he screwed over Peter Parker.
Well, and it
His
looks like
motivation is garbage.
it looks like to me. It looks like to me.
Iron Man made fun of me. I haven't heard that before, except in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, and
Two.
somewhat
And two.
too. Yeah, but what they did with that post-credit sequence though is set Spider-Man back up to me what he's supposed to be, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be a ground pounder, and it looks like that was going to move him back there.
Yeah.
which got me excited. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
we'll just
so-
have to wait and see.
All right, before we move to TV,
Okay.
we all know when I have this folded piece of paper
Damn it.
what this means, right? I have film ball numbers
Oh.
because we
Can I
are
go
going to
to the
bid.
restroom?
We're
All right.
going to bid
Yeah,
for the
'cause
fall
you're not
numbers
winning.
next week.
So we gotta know how we're doing. So the fantasy film ball is when we bid together in a block of 4 months at a time.
Yep.
We take
You better get back in here, boy.
a bunch of movies.
Yes, to go pee.
$100 fantasy dollars each.
Really slowly. I'll be back.
No, I'm done.
He has to go mimic what his film ball is in your toilet.
It's true. This is true.
So we bid with 100 fantasy film dollars each to try to see what movies we think are going to make the most amount of money in their domestic American box office
For the first 4
weeks. And we're about to see who's winning and who's losing. And
It
who's
is
just in the
a
middle.
shocking turn of events
What the
because
beast?
we have not done this in a minute. All right, so I'm going to start from the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Sadly, the bottom is Nico at $144 million. All right, right above Nico is Nathan at $146 million. I think you might still have something. You might have a shot at taking his spot. I'm not sure.
Double check. I forget.
I'd have to look again.
Let's
So
see.
directly above the two of them is Mike. Mike has never been this high in the
I
numbers.
don't think.
Hey.
So. Well, Door's still getting me money.
That's what I mean. All you
And
need is a little
Did
bit.
A Dog's Journey come out yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That bombed really
That
early.
DVD's gonna come out.
Yeah. So yeah, Door,
So
bring it in.
All you need is $6 million. That's really all you need.
Oh, I think you're gonna be.
I got
That's
it.
what I mean. You're gonna take.
Come on,
that
Door,
spot.
find that lost city of gold.
And then there.
Bring it in.
That's right. Then
Okay.
Mike is at $244 million. All right. So the orders, to catch you up, Zach.
Yeah.
And Nico is at the bottom.
Then Nathan.
Then Nathan.
Didn't
then
he
Mike.
say he was a power bottom earlier?
He did say he was a power
So he
bottom
needs to
earlier.
get below.
Yeah, he needs to get further down. Then is Zach at $401 million.
Not last place.
Directly above Zach is Tina at $440 million. Then we have Sarah at $480 million.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. That's not a surprise at all.
But the shocking turn of events
Yeah.
is Steven at $878 million.
What a crazy random happenstance.
I am flabbergasted, sir.
So everybody thought my numbers, my choices were crap, and look at that. So I'm unbeatable at this point. These are our numbers. It'll be interesting to see.
Wait, everyone in the country is going to go see Dora.
Right. If they do that, all you need is $6 million to overtake Nathan, and that would be the goal of the whole thing.
That's the goal. I just don't want to be bottom.
So that's pretty
No,
much.
you just need $2 million.
No, he's at 440 and Nathan's at 446, right?
No, I meant 444.
44.
Oh, I'm almost there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So you only need.
You guys just round up and I've got it.
You're gonna do that this weekend.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll push Nathan down. to
Now I need to verify these numbers. You made that mistake.
You need to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
We'll be doing this again in a couple of weeks.
we'll actually be bidding next week. We're gonna bid next week.
But they're not going to see that until a couple of
in
weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm
yes.
in the top 3, so
Look, you start looking for the winning streak. So see, Zach has been at $401 million almost the whole game.
That's not important.
Because his 2 movies came
Three.
in
Yeah,
3
three.
movies. That's right,
Not
3
last place.
came
That's
and
true.
went.
He's not in last place. That's okay.
The saving grace for me was Lion King.
yeah.
Lion King made $400 million, and then Hobbs and Shaw is pushing $200 million, and then just a few little movies.
Yeah, it works.
happened so quick.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate it being that good.
All right,
But,
we're at 53. Do you want to just hit both or one story for TV? Just real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Tina.
The Haunting of Hill House is coming to Blu-ray. It'll be the only place to get an extended director's cut of the hit Netflix horror series. Amblin announced that The Haunting of Hill House is now available to pre-order online, and that the home release will be an extended cut of the series. And then the director also confirmed. The Haunting of Hill House is a 2018 loose TV adaptation of Shirley Jackson's 1959 novel of the same name, although with some changes to the characters. IGN named The Haunting of Hill House 2018's best TV show.
I guess I need to watch it.
And the next season, which each season is going to be an anthology, The next season, which is set to premiere in 2020, will be called The Haunting of Bly Manor and will include several returning actors from the first season, but in different roles.
So they're pulling
Very
the American
American
Horror
Horror
Story.
Very
Yeah.
much. The Haunting of Bly Manor will be based on The Turn of the Screw by Henry James, but there are no details about the adaptation and what it could be looking for in its final form.
I think the difference between the two is American Horror Story is more. This one, A Haunting, is more dramatic. It's
Yes.
less of a spectacle. More like it's not as flashy.
It's more subtle.
More subtle, and
Yeah.
it's still good.
And
it's a
American
different.
Horror Story focuses more so on like the actual story as opposed to being scary. They deal with scary elements like witchcraft and the apocalypse, whereas The Haunting of Hill House is supposed to scare you.
Yeah.
So.
I watched a few episodes and I did like it. There was in the first few episodes there was a sameness for me between a lot of characters, and you know how I am about that. It took me forever to go back to Game of Thrones
If you
because
can
there
get
was such
to
a sameness.
Episode 6, I believe, it's my favorite one. It's where they all congregate at the funeral.
Oh, that's a
parlor.
fantastic episode.
I'm gonna go back and
that
watch
one
it.
is my favorite
that is
episode.
that's the best episode. Of the
Especially
series,
now that I
probably.
know that there's an anthology happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and take a look. But this goes against the grain of trend right now to put the exclusive director's edition on Blu-ray
It makes
because
me
there's a
wa-
less of a focus on physical media now. So I'm kind of excited about that.
It also makes me wonder how much actual control Netflix has on the show, on the production
Well,
side.
the article says Amblin Entertainment
Yeah.
Yeah.
made the announcement, so maybe
So-
they don't.
Yeah, possibly.
Which honestly is a smart move on Amblin's part because Netflix. Nico and I have already talked about canceling Netflix.
Oh, Netflix is going away in November for me.
Yeah.
I'm done because I'm going to do the Hulu Disney
You'll
Plus.
get it. You'll get it back for Stranger Things.
No,
You'll
I'll
it
just
back
get that box
for-
set. I'll just
You'll wait 6 months after Stranger Things 4 comes out,
maybe.
or you'll
You borrow an account.
Yeah, maybe I'll borrow an account for a month and watch it, and I'm done. Actually, I
Honestly,
usually
what
get
we
through
could
that in
do
a
is-
weekend.
Yeah, what we could do is we'll keep it through when season 4 comes out. Come in here.
We'll see.
Yeah, or
Fair enough.
restart it for season 4.
Yeah.
Come in here when we can blast through.
Blast through it and
as
be
soon
done.
as we're done, cancel.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
So.
All right, so while we're on that subject, real quick, I have the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook of the Avengers. So we pre-ordered this thing, thinking that it was going to be hard to get.
It's not?
It is not. I went by Best Buy the other day, and they had so many of them.
Which Best
You
Buy?
never know with Best Buy though.
Yeah, well, right. There were things that I tried to get, like the It Steelbook. I'm lucky I got it.
Which Best Buy?
I got
That
Guardians of the
is
Galaxy Steelbook.
Best Buy in Rivergate.
Yeah, okay.
I got the
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy Steelbook that was like I had to like drink some mouthwash or use some mouthwash and get ready to
This is taking too long.
perform
Yeah,
acts
no,
to
okay.
get.
So to
I will
the
say I hate that you can tell that there's the picture of Robert Downey junior
Mm-hmm.
that they used in all the posters and it's signed. It has his signature,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't get to it.
right.
I mean, you can.
So
But,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest.
It's just way
Yeah.
more hassle
I
than
think
taking
the,
that sleeve out.
I think the art is just meh on the cover.
yeah.
It's just meh.
Considering it's a steelbook, I expected a little
Yeah.
bit more.
So
You mean you didn't?
so they also put out
Like-
and I'm
You're wanting that orange, purple, or orange and blue?
I don't know, just something.
I wonder if they're randomized insides or is it just it's the two Avengers that died.
You're right. So
Although technically, because like as we saw it in Spider-Man: Far From Home, they include Cap in the in memoriam. So
I hope that I'm not making a mistake by waiting, because the one thing that Best Buy does have regarding Steelbooks is they have an Avengers box set with all 4 Avengers movies in exclusive Steelbooks inside that box
Oh,
that are
that
different
sounds nice.
than what you buy off the shelf. They're sleeker and modern and more minimal
I want
looking.
that one, yeah.
And it was like $140. It was all 4 films in 4K. You get the 4K and the Blu-ray. I didn't do it, and I'm not doing it because I'm waiting for that stupid
Phase
Phase
3.
3 box set, and I haven't even announced it yet.
I don't know if they're doing it.
I'm gonna be super
I'm more-
annoyed if
I'm
they
getting
don't
more
do
and more
it.
skeptical that they're doing it.
Because that should be coming out in
Well,
November.
but it's also so many movies. Phase 4, Phase
I
3
don't
is
care.
even more. Is more than 1 and 2 combined.
Charge me $400. I'll do it because that's how many movies I have to buy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
might as
make
well.
it. The thing
And
is,
don't cop out on the design either.
yeah, I will say this: the last one, I don't love as much as the first
I hate
one.
the
The
design.
first one's amazing.
Because it's just the
first
first. It
one
makes
is
sense.
amazing.
The design of the second set is annoying, but it still has a lot of the neat bells and whistles, all the cool physical props.
It does. I just like everything in one pack.
I
Like
do
right
too.
now, I have it back here. And
Because
I
they
have
had
to have
that-
an envelope
It
behind
had
it.
that. Oh, that was nice. It had that envelope that was
Mm-hmm.
Don't
annoying.
you wish you had this set?
That is a really nice set.
It's still on the shelf at Best Buy if I change my mind.
Yeah, sure.
So the thing is,
Because it has a better art style.
it does have a better art style. It's the consistent A across all the films.
I like it.
And when you flip to the back of it, on the back of the steelbook, it's just that gradient color with the logo of each character. That's it. That's all that's on it.
Okay.
They're beautiful.
Okay.
The other thing about this is that they promoted it as having this exclusive bonus disc of bonus material.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's in that set. It's also in the Target exclusive digipack. That bonus disc is everywhere.
No.
And thank God, because there's nothing on the discs. On the Blu-ray and the 4K, there is nothing. And the bonus disc is just a series of interviews. Some of them archived interviews. Nothing really new. Talking about each of the well, not all the main characters. They talk about the main characters. Hawkeye doesn't get any love, for example.
Man,
Yeah.
people need to realize Hawkeye is a main character.
So the bonus features on there suck.
All of them.
Yeah, they suck. So I hope they're holding out for a better release.
Technically, it wasn't.
It's a
Infinity War,
Disney release. So,
It is a
so
Disney
I mean,
release.
let's be real. Bonus features on Disney discs have always been kind of.
Yeah.
They're no Lord of the Rings.
Well, let's just
Speaking of
do-
Disney
Disney.
releases,
Yeah. Go. Do it. Who's doing it?
I
Zach.
thought
you-
we were skipping that.
Mr.
Sorry.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Ewan McGregor is reportedly
That
in
is-
talks to return as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Terrible.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
You got it anyway.
got it.
In a
Should've
brand
been
new
here.
Yeah, well, we didn't
Plus
ask for that
series.
for excuse for a beard.
It's reporting that McGregor is in negotiations. I hate all of you. I hate all of you. He's in negotiations to come back to a TV series. There's one rumor that he'd be in a movie. Who cares? All right.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for the peaks.
That's going to come up in a moment.
Any minute now.
Thanks for the Twin
Turn
Peaks.
down.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so just to have some comment on this, the only thing that the Phantom Menace did right is some of their casting.
The best part of the prequels is Ewan McGregor.
Is John
And-
Williams' score.
Okay.
well,
that
other
too.
than that,
That too.
Ewan
You can
McGregor,
overlook that.
and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson was
Liam
good,
Neeson
but Liam
is done. Well, I kind of like Sam Jackson also.
I'm leaning
I like
more
him-
towards Sam Jackson than Liam Neeson, but the acting was stilted for both
well, but
of them.
that was directing. You know this.
yes.
That
I'm still judging their performance. No,
Well, right, but I'm
Ewan
just
McGregor
saying
has
this-
a better performance.
Yeah. So, and his character, I think,
there it
is really there it is. His character is really interesting to me. That this sort of between space of what he did from when he was young to when he sees Luke the first time. I would watch that story. I think that I would rather see that almost in a lot of ways than The Mandalorian if they do it well. Yeah. And Ewan McGregor is older now, so he can kind of play that middle character.
I don't know.
space.
He's in the next. I mean, you say he's older, but considering how he looks in Doctor Sleep, doesn't look that old.
It's been 20 years. You can see.
Yeah, but still, he's
He
aged
looks
well.
good for his age,
Sir,
but he is older.
Sir, it's been 18 if we're being honest.
Okay, you get my drift.
2005 was a good year.
Was it a good year?
Yeah, you got the Batman reboot.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Revenge of the Sith, which for the time everybody thought was the best, but really it was not.
I mean, of the three,
Of the three,
Yes, of
it's
three.
still the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in their right mind ever thought it was the best of the
Of
Star
anything.
Wars.
Yeah.
You know-
But of those three,
I knew some people that were like that.
In their right mind.
there are some people who think
are
those
wrong.
are Star Wars films.
Yes. What films?
Yeah, those films. All
I
right.
think I lost my virginity in 2005.
Wow. Well,
Jeez.
at least something.
I don't have a transition anymore.
It's like I want to say something, but I don't know what
So
to
what's
say.
new on Blu-ray?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So not much. If you want to get that Brightburn, I'm gonna be.
How are we supposed to come back from that?
There's no coming back from that. There's nothing I
We
can
just
even say.
we just keep going forward, guys.
That's right. So Brightburn is out on Blu-ray and 4K. I say get it. I'm gonna get the 4K. I hear it looks really good.
I want to watch it.
And I liked the movie a lot. Here you go. A Dog's Journey.
I
is out
also
this
had
week.
Brightburn. Two of my movies are out this week.
And it bombed too. And The Hustle. That's that. I don't know. Isn't it the girl from Pitch Perfect?
Oh yeah, that's
it's Rebel Wilson,
and Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Compliment.
I have no
movie.
memory of this film.
I remember the movie.
I vaguely remember.
I never saw it, but
I didn't see it
It's
either.
vaguely familiar, but I have no memory of it.
It's crazy that just these movies were out like 3 months ago and
Yeah.
they're already on Blu-ray.
So,
But that like you can see the full list on Culturesmash.tv. There's nothing to write home about.
yeah.
Just saying.
Now, if you want some comics to read instead, which
Yep.
will probably be more entertaining, from
right.
Marvel.
There's a second spike.
Yeah, I wonder what that was from, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
From Marvel, we have Daredevil, number 10. Fearless, number 2 of 3. Ghost Spider, a reboot of the Spider-Gwen character, number 1. Magnificent Miss Marvel, number 6. And Powers of X, or Powers of 10, number 3 of 6. From DC, we have Aquaman, number 51. Batman, number 77. Thick in the City of Bane story arc. We have Nightwing, number 63. Pearl, number 12, which is wrapping up the Brian Michael Bendis, Michael Gaydos series. And Superman Year 1, number 2 of 3, from Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. In other titles, we have Aliens Rescue, number 2. Criminal, from Ed Brubaker, number 7. Stayed, number 1 of 5. Vampirella, number 2. And if you slept on it for some god-unknown reason, Saga, the Brian K. Vaughan series, has a huge compendium of the first 50-something issues.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
That's come out. I believe it's the whole thing. It's the first 50 issues. If not, it's definitely like half of that or something. But it's basically all of Saga that's come out because it's been on hiatus for about a year now. And
Oh, wow.
I really want it to come back because damn how it ended.
So here's what I'm interested in. Jonathan Hickman has 2 X-Men titles running now. I don't. Are they interconnected?
Yes.
Okay, so
there's a reading order. If
So you kind of want to read them both.
You have to read them both. And there
Okay.
is a reading order. If you get House of X1, which is the first one, in the back of that it gives you the order. And they're in release order too. Like for instance, Powers of X3 came out now. We actually skipped House of X3. That's going to be the next one that comes out. So they're kind of swapping the order a bit. Each one kind of deals with different things.
I kind of know what's happening with Powers of 10 because I've just been looking at picking the series up.
House deals with kind of what is currently right now happening with the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And Powers kind of goes back and forth in timeline.
Yep.
And it's doing some really fascinating stuff. That's really rewriting a lot of X-Men continuity. There were significant changes in
And I saw a little of it, and it kind of happened because there's a lot of speculation that this storyline, should it end well, could be a tool used to bring X-Men into the MCU.
Maybe. It might be the template. It could very well be. It's definitely a Jonathan Hickman book. Like, I feel like this guy...
I love Jonathan Hickman.
This guy has probably spent like at least 3 years working on this book before it even like came to Marvel. It's got all the graphics that he likes to put in his books. If you ever
Everyone's talking about the quality of the art.
quality of the art is fantastic.
Yeah.
I forget the artist names right now, but the House of X art is particularly really good. But the art on all of them are really good, really on point.
Cool. Well, I intend to pick those books up for this weekend trip in case I need something in the hotel room because Zach and I are going to CreepyCon this weekend. So that will be my reading of choice.
All right.
I might read it in the
Earplugs,
car.
too.
What's that?
Get some earplugs too.
Oh, yeah, because someone saws like entire forest
I
that
get
when
a
they sleep.
nice night of sleep. I'll sleep through most anything.
Is that your recommended book then, or is it the Saga book?
I would probably... You can kind of wait on Saga. There were other releases, and it's not like the new Saga is restarting anytime in the immediate future.
Mm-hmm.
So I would recommend diving into House of X and Powers of X. It's only... The Powers of X 3 is the 5th book out right now, so you're not too far behind.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that you think in the 70s and 80s, the X-Men was Marvel's #1 team book.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been that way since then because they've just been in decline for like 40 years because no one can write X-Men.
Well, I mean, following up Claremont, and then the editorial ridiculousness of the early 90s and how that basically ended that era. It's really hard. And it's not that there hasn't been good X-Men since then, but
Just nothing really.
I mean, Matt
astonishing.
Fraction had a blink of a moment.
I love Matt Fraction. Right now he's doing what seems to be a really good Jimmy Olsen miniseries just for fun and kicks.
Right.
But yeah, it's so weird how Marvel Comics hasn't quite been able to capitalize on, say, even starting in the 90s, the success of the X-Men cartoon series.
Right.
Or in the 2000s, you did kind of have a resurgence with Grant Morrison taking over X-Men at the same time as the X-Men movies, the original set in 2000 Singer films.
Right.
When those were coming out. You had it come back up into some prominence then, but outside of that, and Whedon's run was very well.
Whedon's run was pretty great. So I think the thing with X-Men is the things that have worked the best. Well, I mean, my initial thought on X-Men has always been that it is the Marvel Comics' most socially relevant book.
It is, yeah.
And when it started, it was in the core of post-civil rights and all that stuff. And no one has been able to follow that social commentary and keep it running through in a really,
relevant way,
not preachy way.
Yeah.
And the other way to do it is what Whedon did, was almost like make it more science fiction,
which
was really fun too.
I think the best runs, or at least the more successful runs, have been when a creator has come on board with a clear concept of, I want to do this new thing. Like the Morrison was that. It was like, I want to reinvigorate the franchise. I'm going to make these massive changes, but still keep the characters. Whedon was the same thing in the opposite direction. It's like, I'm going to make them more superheroes again, but it's still a massive shift and reconceptualize of the X-Men, as Claremont did when he took over the book in the 70s.
Right.
And that seems to be what we're going through now with Hickman. It's this reconceptualization of the X-Men.
Hickman has proven that he can do that.
Yeah.
He's the one who basically rescued the Fantastic Four for me.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I love tights and fights. I do. I love to see big action scenes, big fights. But you have to remember what's the core of the books. And I think with Fantastic Four, it had also gone very cosmic. And the fact that it's a family drama / comedy had kind of pushed the wayside a little bit.
Yeah.
He kind of was able to bring all that back together. So I'm really hoping he can find that core of the X-Men and bring that back and make it a great new book.
I'm hoping so. Right now, I do feel that House and Powers are very spectacle. Like there's weighty content here.
Oh, I love spectacle too, as long as you have.
But it almost feels like slightly less character here. But it's also a lot of setup. Like there's a lot of stuff happening right now, so it's a lot to digest. I feel like there's going to be more quieter character moments as we get further into these, and then when the books all relaunch. I'm really excited for the book relaunches.
When is that happening?
I think October. Once these miniseries are 6 issues each. Once they're done, then we get the relaunches. We get the new X-Men book, the new Excalibur book, the new Mutants book, the new Fallen Angels book. We're getting a whole new line relaunch of the
amazing.
X-Men franchise that's being shepherded by Hickman.
And see, that's great. If it's like when Bendis basically recreated the Avengers. I mean, it wasn't just, there was a lot of setup, but it wasn't for one series. This was for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Let me know when they do Alpha Flight.
Right? We need our Canadian superheroes.
I need my Canadian superheroes.
All
right, so I'll be reading that this weekend.
right. All right,
let's wrap this thing up. Nico, where can we find you, sir, on the internet?
You can find me on all finer social networks under Nico Scream. That's Twitter and Instagram mostly tweeting about D&D and comic stuff.
That's cool. Zach?
You can find me on Instagram. I am Master of the Matrix 71. You can also find me on Steam at Dangerous Mutant Lunatic. And you can find me this weekend at CreepyCon. Come find me and, I don't know, say hi.
Kick him in the balls.
No,
Tina?
please don't do that.
You can find me on Twitter at CheddarPopper. That is CheddarPoppr. And on Instagram as Novinity Avalon.
Nice. So you can also find me at CreepyCon this weekend. We will be at the Arx Mortis at Ghost Hill booth with cast from our documentary doing DVD signings. We've got 2 screenings that weekend on Saturday and Sunday at noon. come and enjoy the film and get yourself a DVD. We'll be out there having a good time, doing all the scary stuff. And find me on all things Culture Smash, mostly Facebook.
I mean, I'll be doing all the creepy stuff.
I mean, how is that any different?
Yeah. He's going to be the creeper.
You don't think there's a difference between creepy and scary?
With you? No.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think there is.
I hate all of you. In the
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.